Greetings, and welcome to the Fortress of Dorkness, the nerdy nexus for all your geeky needs. I'm your host, Christian Villarreal. On this month's Real History, we unbind the secrets to Sam Raimi's 1981 horror classic, The Evil Dead. The director of the Spider-Man trilogy took an interest in filmmaking in his youth, and with his childhood friend Bruce Campbell, the duo produced a number of low-budget 8mm films. Most of these early masterpieces were comedies, but it wasn't until Raimi directed the short film It's Murder that he took an interest in the horror genre. He decided to make a short film first on a lowly budget of $1,600 in order to attract investors for the $100,000 budget he would need to shoot a proper feature film. It was this $1,600 project that became the film Within the Woods. Inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, the film was shot on location in a cabin in the woods and tells the story of 4 teenagers trying to overcome demonic possession. Sound familiar? Given the low budget, the filmmakers had to use off-the-cuff camera techniques to pull off some of the effects required for the film. And the makeup and effects they could afford were so brashly thrown together that actor Bruce Campbell would sleep in his makeup so they didn't have to reapply it. This altered the shape of his face once it was finally removed, but thank the powers that be, the chin restored itself. The film managed to get some attention, and after a little legal advice, Raimi begged his way to $90,000 and decided to shoot a feature version of the short with what he could scrounge up. The production was plagued with issues. The crew got lost in the woods on the first day of shooting, and people had to sleep in the cabin, which led to tussles between the team. Oh, and lest we forget, several of the actors were accidentally stabbed during production, and crew members were frequently injured with no medical assistance nearby. Raimi and producer Robert Tappert used these injuries to motivate the blocking for their scenes. Well, at least they didn't use actual corpses. Then, halfway through production, they ran out of budget. Raimi, Tappert, and Campbell began taking out loans, making random calls to local businesses, and used whatever other techniques they could to keep the film going. Bruce Campbell was such a good friend, despite a cameraman accidentally knocking out his teeth during production, that he put up his parents' house as collateral so that his buddy Raimi could finish his film. You never do that for me. Eventually, Raimi managed to get the film screened at the 1982 Cannes Film Festival, where it caught the eye of author Stephen King, who immediately added it to his top 5 films of the genre. That caught New Line Cinema's attention, and they distributed the film domestically. In a move that is becoming common practice these days, Raimi released the film theatrically and on home video at the same time. The film was given an X rating for the amount of gore, and was and still is banned either theatrically or on home video in a number of countries. Putting that aside, The Evil Dead went on to make nearly 8 times its budget, becoming an instant cult hit, launching the careers of Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. Today, Within the Woods is considered an early entry in the Evil Dead series by many, and the franchise remains a fan favorite, spawning 2 sequels, a reboot, a television series, a musical, and an ungodly amount of other media and merchandising. That's all we have time for today. If you have any questions, comments, or snotty remarks, leave them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on our social media. You've been watching The Fortress of Dorkness. I'm Christian Villarreal, and always remember, never fear the dork up here.